Okay, hi everybody. This is going to be memory part two. And there were a few things we didn't get to cover uh, in part one, which hopefully she'll go through. Uh, so let me get her, see how we're doing here. Yes, we will begin with a question that we had just today. And this question is imagination the same as memory? As usual, comma, we cannot give you a yes or no answer. We must give you an answer that is situational. Sometimes imagination can be linked to memory quite closely, especially to future memories. However, oftentimes imagination is something you are creating in the moment. It may be believe what you call a bleed through. It may come from other lives, from other yous. Now, this is another topic that we will be covering shortly, we hope, and that is who are you? As there seems to be some confusion around this subject. However, today, again, as we speak of imagination, which is very positive, you see, it's very positive. And we would encourage you to use your imagination as often as possible. Sometimes it is linking you to future memories. And sometimes it is simply a creative way to approach what creations you may be considering, your probable realities, you see. So once again, we cannot say directly, yes, imagination is memory, or no, imagination is not memory, because it is circumstantial. Now, we believe the one who asked this question is here. So we will say, does this answer your question?
Partly, the last time you said that memory is creation and it's happening
Yes,
in the moment because there
yes.
is no time, which is uh, difficult to internalize. I can understand it conceptually, but if how does it, and memories can be future as well,
Yes.
you had said. So, uh, and let me be really specific where my question derived from.
Yes.
Um, I used to, with some other people in a group, do what you would call time travel. We'd pick a place and we would, let me say, imagine it. Maybe we've read about it and we would go there. And in my experiences, I was there. It was like a real event that I can look on these experiences of travel, and they were like events that happened in my life. But I don't know how much was imagination, and and I don't know whether I was feeding into what actually might be happening in that particular time period. And it's not that it's so important because the experience itself was amazing and wonderful, but I just wondered what's the difference between them if they're both creation and there is no time.
Yes, well, we would say the difference is very minimal. One of the things that humans have is a penchant to divide and to name, yes? And we have spoken before about how everything is connected, and how many of the things that humans name, this is arbitrary. You see, when in reality, all these things are very connected, and how you decide to name them or divide them is very arbitrary. So you can consider imagination to be memory if you so desire. Now, the experience that you are talking about, to a large degree, these are out of body experiences. You see, you can go anywhere out of body. You can go to any time period. You can go to any geological place. You can go to any psychological place. Mm, you can go to any probable reality. So when you say, oh, we time travel and I felt like I was there, you probably were there. Yes, we would say you were there. Your probable realities are no less valid, you see, than the reality you are focusing on right now. They are held in abeyance by you at the current time because you wish to focus on this particular reality for whatever your reasons are. But you could just as easily, yes, yes, you could just as easily switch. This one is reminding me to talk about something that doesn't have a direct link to memory, but comes up periodically. And that is something we would talk about when we say, who are you? And that is that more than the you think of as you inhabits your body right now. Imagine that you had a multiple personality disorder, yes, and you are weaving in and out of these different personalities. When this happens, oftentimes the dominant or current personality that you are focused on is unaware of what the other personalities are doing. There can also, when this happens, be physical changes in the body. One personality may be diabetic, for example. They may even be of different sexes. So as you can see, there is such a variety out there available to you that you can manifest to focus on in the moment, or you can leave in abeyance until such time as you wish to draw upon it or use it, have a focus on it for whatever your reasons are. So this is also true of things like imagination. When you think, oh, is it my imagination that I've gone to a certain place? It could be a past memory, a future memory, a probable memory, or an out of body experience. You see, it could be a historical memory. There's just, again, so much involved with every action and every perception that you have, that an easy answer, yes, no, is rarely available. Do you see?
Yes,
Very good.
thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay. Next, we would like to speak very briefly about memory as a soother, which we did not have a chance to talk about last time. Now, frequently when someone is anxious or angry or nervous, they may turn to memories to calm themselves down. Sometimes people will say, well, this is daydreaming. A term, again, that we find odd, but it may be useful to this extent. When you, for example, are, say, perhaps you are angry at someone, and you wish to dispel this anger, you might call to mind pleasant memories of this person. You were not angry at them from the time you first met them, or they would not still be in your life. You will have a variety of experiences and emotions. So you can use memory to soothe yourself when you are feeling anxious or angry at a particular event or a particular person. This not only will calm you mentally, it will cause physical changes in your body that will benefit you, you see. So we suggest that you not be concerned with such things as if someone says, oh, you are just daydreaming, or why are you more pleasant toward this person now than you were yesterday when you were angry. And you say to them, oh, I remembered some nice things that happen between us. This is a good thing, you see, because it will help you to come to terms with the full expanse of your feelings towards this person, which of course relates to the feelings you have for yourself. Everything that you view, everything that you experience reflects back upon you and your creating. Yes, are there questions on this?
Well, when you do this, from what I understand that you've said, you're actually creating new memories
Yes,
in the present.
yes, that is correct. Now, as we have said before, sometimes in order to give you a glimpse of the actual reality of things, we must speak durationally. But we understand that everyone who is here today has enough knowledge that they understand that everything is happening at once. That when we speak durationally, it is just a way to assist you in understanding. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Now, we also wish to speak about memory and drugs. We have found, well, it is a fact, that humans use drugs extensively. And this may be as simple as, say, caffeine in a cup of coffee, or a prescription for your allergies, or it may be as extensive as cocaine or heroin or LSD or any of this huge variety of drugs that are out there now. And we would say that physiologically, when a human takes a drug and has experiences on that drug, for the most part, they are creating in a probable reality. In other words, the things that they are experiencing while they are on this drug are not necessarily directly tied to their focus experience, the one you are experiencing right now, but instead are focusing on probable realities, alternate realities, etc. Now, your scientists will say this is due to chemical changes in the brain, and we have talked about that before. That's fine. You know, you can explore that if you wish, and you can believe that if you wish. But nothing happens in the brain that you do not cause to happen in the brain. You agree to it. It's causal in that you agree to it. So we would say that experimentation with drugs, as does everything in your reality, has both good points and bad points. Physiologically, we would say for the most part, experimentation with drugs will have primarily a negative effect on your creating in this particular focus. But again, that is not always the case. Everything is so individual in this reality that to make these broad generalizations would be fallacious, you see. Now, we also wish to talk a little bit about memory as agreement. And this focuses also on memory as creation. One moment. You have heard it said that your reality is created individually and en masse. So that some creations are only yours and other creations are yours plus other people's, and that you make a huge agreement to this. And this would include such things as gravity, for example. everyone on the planet agrees that there is such a thing as gravity. It is what the Seth called a root assumption. And there are only a few of these, but there can be such things as wars, economic situations, different public figures that could be considered as being created en masse. But we say to you again that all creations start within you. They start within you. So even if you have a creation or a memory that appears to be en masse, that there appears to be agreement of all parties concerned, that is still you. Now, this may sound very lonely. Yes, you may say, "Oh, everything is me. What else is there? I'm alone. I create my universe." But you are not alone. No, you are not alone. This is one of the paradoxes that those such as us find difficult to explain to you. It is as if, say, mm, take the mathematical expression, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Yes, you are both the whole and the parts. Uh, there is an expression through a metaphysical group. We are one body. And this statement is given to people to cogitate upon, to meditate upon. We are one body. And so while you are separate, individual, yourself, you are at the same time the whole. This may seem paradoxical, but it is not paradoxical. It is the way things work. So you are not alone in that everyone you are experiencing is somebody you create. Well, yes, that is true. However, it is also true that they are creating you at the same time. If you have an interaction, you have an agreement. You see, you have an agreement to create each other. And you experience, when you meet them, all of their selves just as they experience all of yourselves. Again, this may sound paradoxical, but we assure you it is not. So when you have any memory that involves more than just yourself, let us say, for example, this one is speaking to one of you and says, "Oh, do you remember the time we did such and such, or we listened to this music or whatever?" And the other person goes, "Oh, yes, I remember that." Well, you see, that is agreement. That is memory as agreement, because the other self, the other person could say, "No, I don't recall that at all. You're living in a different reality than I am." But there is a great deal of agreement that goes into all of your memories and goes into all of your creations. Without this type of agreement, even your body would not be present. You are in agreement with your cells, you see, and we talked of this last time, that each cell has its own memory. And you must, for example, to feel hungry, you must be in agreement with the cells in your body who are telling you we need nourishment. We feel pain in the abdominal area because it is empty. So you must reach an agreement, and with that agreement, you can say, "Oh, I'm hungry. I better go and eat something." You see, this is also true with emotions such as love, hate, frustration, etc., etc. That there will be an agreement of a memory with yourselves, the other persons, your vibrations, your cells, that will come to an agreement to have a certain memory to make a certain creation. Are there questions on this topic?
I have a question. What you're describing in our physical world, in where we have separation, in the non-physical, where we don't have a body or language that separates things, are we creating memories and also a mutual agreement of memories as we create in the non-physical as well? Is it similar?
Again, we would say yes and no. To some degree, some small portion of your energetic body may remain or may talk about things to those who are still in the physical. For the most part, we would say there are energetic relationships. We will not say memories, but there are energetic relationships that take place once you leave your physical body. And these are defined more as experiences. It's so vastly different from what you are experiencing in the now. That's a bit difficult to explain. The closest we could come is when you are in a dream state. Sometimes you will have something happen in the dream state, and when you wake up, you say, "Oh, that's a memory that came from a memory I had. I remember this or I remember that," and so it expresses itself in the dream state, not as a memory, but as an occurrence, as something that is happening in the moment in your dream. But you may also have things that recur in your dreams. And this is true in the afterlife as well. There may be recurrences. For example, in your dream state, or even in just a meditative state, there may be a building that recurs that you see over and over again. And you would say, "Oh, well, that's a memory because I had it in a dream last night. Now I'm having it in a dream again tonight. So it must be a memory creation." When you are no longer in body, there will be experiences, energetic experiences that recur again. That implies duration, but we cannot think of another way to explain it to you. There will be recurrences of energetic patterns, but we would not necessarily call them memories, no. Unless you choose to, because you can do that. You can choose to say, "I wish to re-experience something that I felt was really wonderful when I was in the physical," and then you can go and re-experience that. And then that would be considered, we suppose, a memory. But for the most part, we would have to say no. Does that help?
Yes, very much.
Okay, good. Okay,
Go ahead with
next
your
we would
question,
like to
Tara.
speak. So
Hi,
Tara has a
thank
question.
you. I was just wondering regarding memory and all of our other lives and other existences, what is the best way to call in the help through memory of memories that maybe other selves have had that would help us in a particular situation now?
Well, we would say ask. You know, you're all very connected. You need only ask and then wait for the message to come to you. You can do this through meditation, but when you desire assistance, this is known automatically to all your other selves, just as you are aware when another self needs assistance. Yes, you are very aware of it. you in particular are very aware of it. And you can brush it off and say, oh, well, that's my imagination, or oh, I didn't really feel that, I made that up, or I didn't really hear that voice, or whatever. But no, you do. And they will come to you for assistance in a variety of ways. You may hear a voice, you may see something that sparks something in you. You can do it through automatic writing. You can do it by listening to your guides. You know, your guides often connect not just to you, but to a lot of your other selves, and then they give you that information. We know this is an experience you have had. Most all of you have had an experience where you get some sort of message, you wonder where it came from. Sometimes these messages are requests for assistance from other selves, you see.
I have a question on
Yes.
this agreement with gravity, and is that a local agreement? Is that a universal agreement? Is that a multiversal agreement? Whereas some places have less gravity and than others, and if there were no humans, would they still be an agreement about gravity?
We would say yes, probably so, because humans are not the only species on this planet or any other planet, you see. Another thing that humans tend to do is to think they are the most advanced, they are the dominant physical being on the planet, and you are not. You are the same as every other thing that lives upon your planet or other planets. Now, some planets with extraterrestrial beings that inhabit them may have different root assumptions, but if they are of the type of entity that uses physicality to travel, to communicate, to build, chances are very good that they will have an agreement about gravity. But you see, there are energetic aliens, if we have to use that term, that do not interact at all or rarely with humans. And so gravity is not an assumption of theirs because they don't use it. You see, it isn't part of their life experience. So again, the answer is yes in some cases and no in other cases, you see?
Yeah, my question was just because I understand there are places where they have materials that are anti-gravitic, and so they build cities in the sky just because of that gravitational agreement, I guess.
Well, we would say that this is true, but we would say in most cases that has been technologically developed. It is not part of their initial manifestation. It is something that they have developed over what you call time, so that they can do this, and it may come, initially it will have come from technology. However, again, as a species advances, they are able to do more mentally. And so these cities in the sky will have started initially technologically. If the species has grown enough, absorbed enough, progressed enough, they may be able to do it mentally, you see?
Understood.
Do you see?
Yes. Thank
Very
you.
good. You're very welcome.
And then
Anything
real
else
quick
on this particular?
on the just gonna go back to the drugs when we say drugs. So I love books. So would that be considered a drug as well?
Do the books that you read alter you physiologically?
If I think they I am altered, so I would guess they are then.
Yes, we would say yes.
Okay.
And you could consider that a drug. Yes. You could consider anything that you are obsessed with
All right.
to be a drug.
Okay.
However, once again, not all drugs are necessarily negative. You know, we have spoken to you in particular about hyper focus, and you have said this is the way you wish to live. So
Right.
fine, you know.
Right.
We have said to you that, that hyper focus can limit the types of knowledge or energy that you are taking in, that you could expand in other ways if you were not hyper focused. But this is something you have decided you want. So we say go for it. You know, it doesn't matter if you consider it to be a drug. It's not. It's not harming you in the typical ways you think of harm.
Okay.
Yes.
Understood.
Okay. Good. Other questions? Okay. Next, we wish to talk very briefly about memory in animals and plants. Another thing we were not able to touch upon the last time we spoke with you. Now, in both animals and plants, a large portion, well, a portion of their memory is shared with you, with humans. Now, in the wild animals, what you would call the wild animals, this is not as prevalent. But as soon as you begin to observe them, no matter how, whether it is in person or by camera, or they are fitted with something inside themselves so you can track their existence, you form a psychological bond that is greater than simply, well, not simply, but greater than the fact that you are all one, that you are all carbon-based life forms. And not even that, because buildings and rocks and minerals also have memory, as we have expressed. So, however, memory in animals can show itself in a variety of ways. Some of those ways are what you call learning, that you teach a dog a trick, or you open a can of food and the animal hears the sound and knows it's food and comes running, right? And those are memories. Shared memories have to do with animals wishing to connect with humans to a greater degree, and their curiosity of what it may be like to be human. Humans are not the only species that have curiosity. Yes, yes, that expression, curiosity killed the cat, is silly. However, they are curious to a large degree, and often will share your memories and your experiences. They will share them with you, and in this way, they may assist you. Or they may simply be assisting themselves, you know, growing. Animals do not grow to be humans, but they have the experience of being human as a curiosity. Now, in plants, this is somewhat similar in that a plant will pick up on your emotions, just as they pick up on music. You've heard of experiments where a certain type of music is played for a plant and it thrives. A different type of music is played for a plant and it does not thrive. Indeed, it may die or wither due to the vibrations of that type of music. So plants are also very much connected to any humans that they are around. And you will find this to be true. There are those who appear to be natural gardeners, they're said to have a green thumb. This is because they are in vibratory agreement with what they are growing. Then there are those who say, oh, I cannot grow a thing. I touch it and it dies. And this is generally because there's a lack of respect for the plant. There is a lack of understanding that this plant is alive, that you have much in common. Yes, we are reminded of the experiments around water. Yes, that all living things contain an amount of water, and water will act as a conduit for a great deal of vibrational information. And so when you are interacting with an animal, a plant, an insect, the water is sending information back and forth, you see. So, yes, animals have memory. Yes, plants have memory. Yes, insects have memory. And all of your memories are connected. Rocks and minerals also have memory, although we will say their memory is quite different. It is present and it interacts with you, but it is a denser memory. We are looking for words to explain that. It is longer lasting, let us put it that way. The memory of a mineral or a rock may go back centuries. It may go forward centuries. Typically, humans do not create memories that far behind or that far ahead. You can do it if you wish, but it generally isn't done. Whereas in minerals, it is done. It is part of their natural creational abilities. Are there questions surrounding that portion of our talk?
Yeah. So as a human, we are the soul part, quote unquote, is everlasting. So we do have those, as we're dealing with particle personalities, everything to the smallest particle has memory or consciousness. So I
Yes.
would assume that we have memories as far back as forever and far forward as forever. Yes?
Yes, you have them, but you do not access them frequently.
Okay. Go ahead,
Yes.
Tara. Yes.
Okay.
I've heard that there also like the land would have memories and of things that happened in the area. Like I live in Atlanta, and this has been a place of a lot of trauma with racism and directly where I'm living, especially with Native Americans. And is it possible that we would choose to incarnate in a place to help improve the vibrational frequencies of an area that have maybe experienced trauma like that? Does memory work that way, that we could raise the frequency of old memories of the land or an area itself?
Yes, that could be one of many reasons why you would choose to incarnate in that area. As we have said before, there is never only one reason. Never, ever is there only one reason for any action or any creation. But this may well be a portion of why one chooses to live in a particular place. It would not, however, be the sole reason, and in all probability, not the primary reason. But it could be one reason. Yes, we would say yes.
I have a question about gemstones that maybe people use for healings, or some people have a particular affinity to. How does that exchange relate to memory in the mineral or the gemstone?
We would say that the vibrational connection between a gemstone and the healer, yes, who could be oneself if one is placing the gems on one's body, or it could be another human that you have gone to and you said, oh, I have this illness, can you heal me? And the healer would say, take this gemstone and place it upon your body. That relationship is highly vibrational. So when the gemstone is placed upon the body or near the body, there will be interaction between the gemstone and the cells of the body, you see. And all of this will be dependent upon the person's intent, belief, and desire as far as whether the healing takes place or not. Now, the memory in the gemstone, as we have said, minerals, rocks, etc., is generational, goes back generations and generations and goes forward for many generations. So the gemstone may, for example, have a memory of healing when it was in a particular shaman's hands, or when it was in a particular ritual where it was used far in what you would consider the distant past. And it may draw upon those memories to assist it in knowing which vibrations it should send to you, you see. So yes, the memory of the gemstone comes into play, but more importantly would be the vibrational interchange between the gemstone, you, and the healer. Does that help you to understand?
Yes, and one more thing, you had said that the bond, that we are doing it to one another. So if the gemstone vibration were to heal the person who wanted to be healed, in the person who wanted to be healed is actually changing the gemstone as well.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And since we're talking about gemstones, and this may be just a human question, if I get information, say from a crystal skull, is that information stored in the crystal skull, or is that the crystal skull just a conduit to a library, quote unquote, library somewhere?
All right. We have spoken before about a library or an Akashic record, and we have told you that these are individual. Yes, there is not one Akashic record that encompasses all knowledge through all time. It is individual. This is the same for such things as your crystal skull. It would be individual to each skull and to each person who is interacting with that skull. The information that is coming back and forth through the crystals and through yourself is dependent upon what you are wanting to get from it. You see, it is not that the skull has a treasure trove of memories that it wishes to impart to you. Now, if you want to, you can do that. You can say, let me take one cell of this crystal skull and communicate with it and see what it has to tell me. If you take the whole skull, then of course there will be massive amounts more of information that becomes available to you. But it does not need to draw from some huge source. It is its own source, just as you are your own source.
Understood.
Okay, good, very good. Now, we believe that we have covered now everything that we had desired to cover in our discussion of memory. And we sincerely hope that this has helped each and every one of you in some way. Again, if there is more, then ask us. You may ask us now, or you may ask at some later date, or you may type something, send it to this one, and we will respond. But we feel we are complete. This is perhaps shorter, but it was leftover from last time. And we would urge any of you who have not listened to part one of this discussion to listen to it, and it may benefit some of you to listen to it for a second time. So unless there are questions, we feel we are complete.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are all most welcome, and we look forward to speaking with you again. Okay.